Cars is back. A new show titled Cars Lightning Racers is in the works for Disney Junior. Does this mean a brand new day for the franchise, or is it Doomsday for Cars? Let's waste no time and take a closer look in the Pixar update. There's a lot to break down on this new Cars project, and even though you may know the facts already, we'll briefly put them together and then take a look under the hood of Lightning Racers to determine what it really means for the future of the franchise. So what and who is the show about, and where does it take place? The series follows Lightning McQueen, quote-unquote, as he gears up for all new adventures in Radiator Springs alongside his hilarious best friend Mater and new friends, thrill-seeking drag car Pipes and mud-loving monster truck Miles. Besides, as of now, Ramon, Luigi, Mac and Chick Hicks are confirmed to return, along with another character debut, Miss Blinker. When will the show release and where is it set time-wise? It is set to debut in 2027, about 2 years from now. According to Soap Central, Lightning Racers is independent from other installments in the franchise, hence there is no exact positioning within the timeline of Cars. That probably means it's set some time after the events of the third film without any connection to Cars on the Road. 10 years after the release of Cars 3, the last theatrical in the franchise, and 5 years after the release of Cars on the Road, the life of Cars will be continued, because the brand is still successful. I've repeatedly highlighted the strong performance of Mattel's diecast line, and I've also underlined the popularity of Cars on the Road on YouTube. Yet, I'd like to warn you, don't be overhyped. We really need to take a closer look under the hood of Lightning Racers. So let's go back to the press release and ask the same W questions again. What is Cars Lightning Racers? The show is a preschool spin-off series to Cars, inspired by and building on the franchise. It was revealed at the Disney Junior Let's Play event at DCA Park, home of Carsland, on August the 8th. Who develops that show? The series will be produced by Disney Television Animation in association with Pixar. Pages like Collider have only enumerated the people involved in the production process, lazily repeating what Disney had confirmed, so I'd like to do a closer examination. It starts off with the executive producers. What does this profession actually mean? These people guard the development of ideas for the show and evaluate those concepts' potential to resonate with audiences, and help shape the overall story additionally. There we go with Travis Brown and Frank Montagna. Those are the executive producers for the show. The former grew up in a family racing team and was a lot involved in the family business. His father was a race engineer and his brother is a NASCAR, Porsche and Le Mans driver. He is mostly known for being the creator and executive producer of Disney Junior's Pubstraction, set in a fictional town of pets. His other film credits include Tiny One's Transport Service, another preschool series that he also created and executive produced. Besides, he has directed several episodes for the Junior series Vampirina, Puppy Dog Paws, Muppet Babies, as well as DreamWorks' Netflix show Turbofast. Frank Montagna is the co-executive producer and art director for Disney Junior's Alice's Wonderland Bakery. He has had a long career as an artist, starting with Disney's classics Mulan, Tarzan and the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but he has also worked as an illustrator for the Wall Street Journal, for instance, and companies like KFC, Hasbro and Mattel. Besides, he has been the character designer on Disney Junior's Vampirina. He's a long-term art director at the network studio. An art director's job is to have a deep understanding of how a brand works and what makes it resonate with its target audience. One example for Cars would be the chemistry between the main characters Lightning McQueen and Mater. Next up, there is supervising director Nathan Chu. In contrast to directors of individual episodes within a TV series, a supervising director is the overall director of the entire show. His film credits include also Alice's Wonderland Bakery, where he has been the supervising director too, as well as Eleanor of Avalor and Transformers Rescue Bots, both shows he has been the director of. Last but not least, there is story editor Dana Starfield. She's mainly known as the creator of DreamWorks' preschool series Madagascar A Little Wild. Story editors coordinate the stories of the show to keep an overview and adjust them to the context of the franchise. As Lightning Racers is allegedly an independent series, it remains unknown which pieces of context from the films, etc., need to be taken into account in the production process. Finally, Where will Lightning Racers air? That particular question might be the most striking one to me because it means a shift from the traditional children and family-based target audience of the Cars franchise. Lightning Racers is developed for Disney Junior, Disney's preschool network. That's the point where I'll jump into the actual discussion of this Pixar update. Do we rather head towards Brand New Day or Doomsday for Cars? It concerns me to hear that Lightning Racers will be a preschool series. The press release repeatedly highlighted that Disney Junior is a kid's first approach to the world of Disney. The company has developed a strong leadership among preschoolers, with Bluey, Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse being the most popular streaming shows in that segment. Consequently, Disney wants to expand the streak with more popular brands. Both Cars on the Road and Made Us Tall Tales have been popular on the Disney Junior YouTube channel, while the now defunct Cars channel has always been successful too. Hence, Cars was a logical choice for Disney's preschool network. This view holds both positive and negative arguments for me. On the one hand, this way of quote-unquote expanding the worlds kids already love will capture the hearts of the next generation. Perhaps Disney principally aims at growing the audience for Cars, applying a similar strategy as with preschool serial formats from Marvel and Star Wars. Connect and align kids as early as possible. On the other hand, the intention could rather lean towards limiting the audience for Cars on 3 to 6 year old kids. Marvel and Star Wars are generally adult franchises. Content like Young Jedi Adventures only expands the scope to new age groups. Cars, however, is a children's franchise already. If Disney wanted to feed the traditional audience, they could have easily produced more shows such as Cars on the Road or The Toons, which have indeed resonated with Disney Junior's target group too. My concern is further evidenced by a look at the crew behind Lightning Racers. The vast majority of Travis Brown's and Dana Starfield's film credits include preschool content. While both Frank Montagna and Nathan Chu have not only worked on formats created for younger kids, they have intensely done so in recent years, with Montagna being Disney Junior's art director for quite some time now. I fear that a show created by those people focuses so much on one target group that it can't resonate with older audiences. I've been reminded of Pixar's associative role through the production process. Yes, they are involved. Yet, unlike any series based on their films, Lightning Racers is developed for Disney's Junior network. I've heard more counter-arguments that are only partly valid. For instance, Monsters at Work appealed to older audiences alike, even though it had been developed by the creator of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, another show for smaller children. Yet, that's only half the truth. Bob Scanaway's work has never been limited to preschool television. He's experienced in the field of franchises. He directed Planes 2, Tinkerbell's 5th solo film, 2 Lilo and Stitch non-theatricals, and created the Stitch series. Nevertheless, Travis Brown provides some crucial experience perhaps too. He has grown up in a race team family and hence probably knows a lot about racing, an aspect that certainly plays a huge role in Lightning Racers. He has transferred these experiences metaphorically onto Pupstruction, so he should be able to do so literally with ease. Moreover, as much as John Lasseter's Cars crew made the film's portrayal of vehicles as realistic as possible, Pupstruction's world has been designed to work in real life too. In summary, some thoughts went into the decision to let Brown helm the project. Additionally, various sources have highlighted the return of much of the original cast from the Cars films, with John Ratzenberger's role as Mac probably being the most notable since his traditional cameos in Pixar films have been a rare occurrence after Onward. If Disney wished to exclude older fans, they wouldn't need to care about the voice cast for known characters, as they have with their Junior Ariel series, for example. This might indeed be a reason to have a positive attitude towards this new Cars show. Besides, unlike most installments in the franchise, Lightning Racers finally returns to Radiator Springs as the main setting of the show. It's something real fans have secretly wished for. It will be refreshing to see the town being alive again. In spite of these prospects, I'm still hesitant and I can't silence my mixed feelings. My argument is not that preschool content must be garbage for older audiences. Yet, my impression is that the quality of many formats in that segment has worsened a lot in the past 10 years. Just consider the art style of Peppa Pig, Bluey, and Playdate with Winnie the Pooh, or the lack of realism and precision in the execution of Paw Patrol. Then compare it to Bob the Builder or Thomas and Friends. Furthermore, Lightning Racers could really fall victim to an alarming art style. During the Let's Play event, artworks of the returning characters were shown that were 2D animated and looked very childish. We are far from a confirmation of this style being applied to the show. Still, you may wonder why they didn't simply use existing renders from either Pixar or any of the numerous storybooks about cars. It felt reminiscent of All Engines Go, the reboot of Thomas and Friends. I was told a comparison would be stupid because Pixar is involved in the making of the show and would ensure coherence. Well, it was rather a connotation than a comparison. Furthermore, anyways, we should bear in mind that All Engines Go was developed by Mattel Television, the same studio that produced Thomas after absorbing Hit Entertainment that had already been a Mattel property since 2012. Consequently, Mattel has influenced the original Thomas for about 9 years before horribly reinventing it. What stings the most? It's well known that the franchise has a loyal adult fan community. My final argument focuses on the plot teased in Disney's official synopsis. First of all, I'm not the biggest fan of the emphasis on racing, as I consider Cars to be about a whole lot more than this. Secondly, obviously not much work went into either the name Pipes for a drag racer or the oversimplified name Miss Blinker. Besides, the depiction of Mater as McQueen's hilarious best friend not only mocks the character to some extent, but appears very childish too. I hope my concerns will be turned to the opposite, but as of now I'm extremely skeptical, also because an expected long-term success of the worst-case scenario would prevent any chance for high-profile installments in the Cars franchise. Well, admittedly, a skeptic that is positively surprised will probably be much happier than a disappointed enthusiast in the end. This being said, I'd like to thank you for watching this unconventional edition of the Pixar Update. Please share your opinion in the comments and make sure to stick with my channel. Bye now!